One of my personal favorite aspects of the Ace Attorney franchise is the soundtrack. They all perfectly convey the emotion and atmosphere of the situation you are currently in. And considering each game is written by a different composer, it's truly incredible how consistent the soundtrack is. Whether they're emotional or just downright epic, they perfectly convey the atmosphere and emotion of the current situation. There's only two main rules I have for this countdown. One, I want to include one song from each game at least once. And second off, I'm only going to use one of each type of song. This means one telling the truth and one pursuit theme, as to keep it not repetitive, because let's be honest, I would have every single pursuit theme on here if I wanted to. But that's it, let's get started. The examination themes were never the greatest song in each game, and I think most people can agree that Justice for All has the weakest soundtrack in the series. But if you put them both together, you get a pretty good song. It's simple, it's intense, and it perfectly conveys the atmosphere near the end of a case. To be honest, this is a filler entry because I'm not a huge fan of Justice for All's soundtrack. However, this is definitely one of the better songs in the soundtrack. Similar to the examination themes, the suspense themes were not really that good. Heck, most of them just used the exact same drum beat one for the entire series. And while this is definitely not my favorite song from Hollow Justice, the thriller theme is absolutely incredible. It's slow enough to build up tension, but fast enough to keep the pace going. Not to mention, this song gets paired along with what I think are the most epic moments in the game. Heck, I say its moments are way more epic than anything the Pursuit theme has in this game. It's a really nice change of pace to the suspense themes that I think the series really has to go in a new direction than keeping the exact same theme. With the Steel Samurai being a near staple in the series, it's really important that its song is good. For a series we really don't know much about, the Steel Samurai theme seems to capture the personality of the TV show. It uses diverse instrumentation, and its use in the game as a bit of comic relief I think is done perfectly. It feels like exactly what it's supposed to be, a TV theme. It's fun, and I always see myself smiling whenever the theme comes up in the games. 4-minute theme that is Joking Motive I think is one of the best character themes in the series. It captures Ray Shield's personality so well. Silly and all over the place. This isn't even mentioning some of the better parts of the song, such as halfway through the song sounds like it's about to loop again but then flips right back to a new verse. It perfectly captures Ray's unpredictable personality throughout the game. While the song doesn't play that much in the game, it's still an extremely memorable piece. Dual Destinies finally brought in the series a full orchestrated soundtrack. And while I love all the songs in this game, I definitely have to give the edge to the 2 Mood Matrix songs. The techno-like sound effects in the song go perfectly with the sound effects in the game. The normal Mood Matrix song is extremely slow, allowing you to analyze what's going on with their emotions. By comparison, Running Wilds is extremely intense and fast-paced. Both songs are nearly polar opposites, and it works. Each one's supposed to convey a different emotion, and it works perfectly given the situation. There's not much more I have to say other than that. Confess the Truth is the perfect build-up to the pursuit theme of Ace Attorney Investigations. I really love the piano that is used throughout the entire song. Perfectly builds up intensity, and it probably has even more epic moments than the pursuit theme does. Similar to the thriller theme, it's slow enough to build up intensity, but fast enough to keep the pace going. The transition that the background instruments do also builds up intensity. It's It's brilliant and it's used in great situations throughout the game. The fragrance of dark coffee is probably closer to a full jazz song than a character theme. In fact, jazz perfectly matches Godot's personality. Smooth, calm, and full of swag. This is probably one of the most famous songs in the series, for not only working as a great character theme, but as an individual jazz song. Heck, some people have renamed it Turnabout Jazz Soul. That's pretty dang awesome.
OBJECTION!
Why are you using that outdated version of it? While I do love the objection theme of Trials and Tribulations, it has no comparison to the one they bring up in Dual Destinies. To be fair, it is the exact same song, but a full orchestra really brings it out. It's a great victory song that's never too over the top. It needs to convey a little bit of happiness while not going overboard, because that's what the pursuit themes are used for. And I think this objection theme does it the best out of any in the series. It has an upbeat tone and overall just feels happier than most of the other soundtracks in the game. There's not much more I can say about it, but it is one of the most famous tracks in the entire series. And it's just as satisfying, if not more, than screaming out the word objection. the Search core theme I feel is extremely underrated in the franchise. While the first verse is extremely basic, the second one is when they really kick it up. Piecing things together in investigation usually results in this song, and it's a perfect eureka moment. And it can convey multiple types of atmosphere, from an intense brooding theme to a great everything's coming together type of song. It's used brilliantly, and I would still say it's my favorite song in the first game, which is saying a lot considering it has to go up against Cornered and the original Objection theme. I just personally like this song, maybe it's just me. If I wanted to, I honestly could have made this entire countdown just top 8 Pursuit themes. And while that would have been just as fun, I feel like I would have just been saying the exact same thing. The song's epic, and it perfectly conveys the turnabouts. But I think there's one song in the franchise that I love more than any of the other Pursuit themes. I do love Cornered, and even though Overturned is my theme song, nothing, and I mean nothing, can beat Lying Coldly. I don't know what more I can say about this song. It's fast-paced, it's used well, and it's absolutely epic. While most of the other Pursuit themes try to drop you straight into the epic part, Lying Coldly takes a different approach. It slowly builds up its intensity throughout the song, and once you get to that awesome beat drop, it's absolutely incredible. This has been Crystal Man 2000, and tell me what your guys' favorite song in the Ace Attorney franchise is. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.